Today, the real reason Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. Get that fucking trash out of your life. You have legacies to build. We grew that business from 3.4 million to 17.1. Horsepower, not horse shit. You want to be the parent that's an ally. They don't need another fucking friend. Not everybody's cup of whiskey. Toughest advice for the toughest businessmen. Be relentless. Michael McLean, nobullbook.com. Grab a copy of my controversial new book, How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business and in Life, at nobullbook.com. Today, there's still time till the end of the month for you to join my newsletter, Paper and Ink World Building, Michael McLean World Building newsletter. You can get the October edition mailed to your home if you go to badassletter.com today before the end of the month. Immigration closes to my newsletter in a couple of days. So, Tom Brady, one of my favorite all-time badass athletes and people. And there's a lot of talk always about the GOAT. You know, is Tom Brady the greatest quarterback in football NFL history? He's certainly the most successful in terms of championship rings, which to me is the key ingredient to greatness in team sports, individual sports. When you have that many Super Bowl rings and you have them with two teams, two different coaches, the whole deal, you're certainly the greatest of all time. One thing I never hear said much about Brady, I was in Orlando this week at Russell Brunson's funnel hacking seminar with my family, with Krista and Emery and my niece, and one of the presenters was talking a little bit about Brady, and it reminded me of a quote I read. I've read every book there is on the Patriots way, the New England Patriots way, Bill Belichick, Coach Belichick's way, and also, of course, included in those multiple Super Bowl championships, a lot of reading about Tom Brady. With Tom Brady, the best quote that I've ever heard came from his head coach at the University of Michigan, where he played his college ball. I think Brady there started as the third string quarterback, moved to second string, moved to number one, and then you know the story, drafted later on in the draft. Not a first overall pick, nothing like this. And the best quote I've heard about Brady is from his head coach at Michigan. And this is the quote: "He is simply the most coachable athlete we've ever had in our program." He is simply the most coachable athlete we've ever had in our program. There it is. To me, there it is. Not the fastest, not the strongest, certainly not the most talented. Brady is not the most talented. He's not even the most talented quarterback in the NFL, past, present, future. But he is, by his college coach's definition, the most coachable player they've had in their program ever. Now, if that isn't the ultimate compliment for an athlete or a businessman or a husband or a father, for someone to say that you're the most coachable man that's ever been in blank. Pretty amazing stuff. You don't hear a lot about that at Brady. It reminds me of what the great Doc Rivers has said for years. Doc Rivers says, you know, the average player wants to be left alone. The good player wants to be coached, and the championship outstanding player, the Bradys of the world, they want to be told the truth. And I've always had that in the back of my mind. The greats want to be told the truth. The mediocre majority, the 99%, they want to be left alone, or at best, they want to be coached, but they certainly don't want to be held accountable. And they certainly don't want the truth, especially about their own situation. The issue there is all progress starts with the truth. So Brady and guys like this, they know this, and they want the truth from their coaches, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But interesting stuff. It made me think on the plane ride home from Orlando, am I coachable in all of the different areas in my life? Am I coachable in all those different areas? And that was a very big thing for me, is, it's okay to be coachable in your comfort zones. It's okay to be coachable in those types of situations. But how coachable are you? Okay, how coachable are you in areas maybe that you struggle in, maybe that you're not as strong in? Are you coachable in those areas? So on the plane ride home, I was writing a bit in my journal and just thinking about all the key areas in my life, whether it's my marriage, whether it's with my relationship with my daughter, whether it's my marketing, whether it's my physical health, my fitness, my nutrition, my mental health, all of these different areas. Am I the most coachable in all of these areas? And I think it's something that I teach in my book. It's something that I teach how to be in my monthly newsletter. And it's something that I teach in my masterminds with my elite top 1%ers and top 5%ers. Are you the most coachable man in the room? And I don't care how many coaching programs I've personally been in. I've been in Dan Kennedy's and Bill Glazer's $30,000 masterminds back in the day. I've been part of newsletter subscriptions. I've read 4,000 books on peak performance. But, it's always the same. It's the top 1%ers who are 1%ers, top 1%ers, because they are so coachable. So I wanted to share that with you today. I think it was just a great reminder from all the reading I've done on Tom Brady. Everybody talks about this and talks about that. Well, they talk about that because they've never won anything. But I see the secrets of a championship life and career. And when your Michigan coach says he was simply the most coachable athlete we've ever had, that says it all right there. Brady's a first in guy, right? First in the stadium, first in the building, hardest working, smartest working, no days off for that guy. Total badass. And he's an amazing world builder too, because he builds this all around. He builds this all around his family. He deals, everything is Tom Brady's world. So interesting stuff. And I dive deep on this in my book and my newsletter and my mastermind. So a couple of deadlines are coming up. Immigration is closing for my newsletter, my Michael McLean World Building letter. If you're interested, if you missed out on the August edition, if you're missed out on the September edition, you still have time to join my membership and get the October World Building paper and ink newsletter in your mailbox, the October edition. But you got to go to badassletter.com today. I got some nice free bonuses in there for you, including a black walking training badass t-shirt. It's got badass on the front. It's got Be Relentless on the back. Very, very popular. The only way to get that t-shirt is to be a subscriber, be a member of my newsletter program. I do a monthly press conference webinar with my members only. Lots of nice discounts for members, subscribers, and newsletter members as well. Badassletter.com. I'll also send you a physical copy of my old insurance book, How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in the Insurance Business. It applies to any business. Finally, that's closing down is your opportunity to invest in my blackhatletters.com program. End of the month, I'm closing that out. That's 40 plus of my old newsletters. It's 7 years of my marketing life. 7 years of my marketing life, all put together in one ugly, clunky, massive program binder, paper and ink. You can go to blackhatletters.com and get your copy of that. There's a nice $1,000 discount for my newsletter members. Blackhatletters.com, and Marc Andre will put links to the newsletter and to my how to make maximum money in minimum time program. That's the black hat below, and also a nice shirt and like some nice free bonuses with that package as well. So end of the month coming up, some real deadlines in place. Do what I do every night. Make sure you hug your children. Make sure you tell your wife and kids how much they mean to you and that you love them. Whether it's you tell them, you text them, you email them, you write them, whatever it is, every single day. Tell the most important people in your life how important they are to you. That's it for today. 2 words that change my life, 2 words that can change your life. Be relentless.